Hey, I'm Coach Racquel, and this is Ask Coach, where real questions meet real growth. Because you are the expert, and I'm simply here to support you.
Each episode, we unpack life, business, and purpose, one calm, courageous conversation at a time. No hype, no fluff, just clarity, confidence, and a touch of grace. Ask boldly, live calmly, grow freely.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Ask Coach. I am Coach Racquel, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here with you. So hello and welcome to Ask Coach. I'm Coach Racquel, like I said before. Now, this is a space where real questions meet real care, and where I always remind you, you're the expert. I'm simply here to support you. Let's repeat that. You are the expert. I'm simply here to support you. So thank you for joining me. Please remember, as you come in, please remember to like this video. If you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you'll know when I go live or when I upload a new content. Oh yes. So we are at episode 13. This is episode 13 of Ask Coach, and I'm here with you today. And I think it promises to be very informative, hopefully inspiring. Yes, and today's episode was inspired by a powerful question from our Calm Collective community. A listener shared. Let me share this on the screen while I'm talking about it. So here we go. Right. So one of my viewers, listeners on YouTube shared how heartbreaking yet eye-opening it was to hear the Tyra Spalding's story. So there was an episode of Refresh, Relax, Renew podcast where I talked about Tyra Spalding and her story, her experience with her self-unaliving. And I discussed it on allegedly in that podcast. And so they asked the question that you can see on the screen right now. What are some practical ways we can check in on who seem to have it all? And this question matters because so often the people we admire the most are the ones suffering the most quietly. So let's talk about it. First, let me just go through the actual question. So the person said the discussion about Tyra Spalding's story was heartbreaking yet eye-opening. It's a stark reminder that we often miss the pain behind someone's achievements. What are some practical ways we can check in on those who seem to have it all? And my response at the time to the person was, greetings at T Vibe 19. I truly appreciate your participation here in the Calm Collective. I'm honored that you asked. Let's just move this so we can say it properly. Yes. The first thing I like my clients and community members to understand is this: you are the expert and I'm simply here to support you. Begin by honoring yourself. Self-love is the most powerful way to show those you care about the value of self-care. Often it's less about what we say and more about how we live. Your example becomes your testimony. Now, before I start answering the question, I just like to cover a little bit of a basics by sharing with you a little bit about me, who I am. So I'm Coach Racquel, overall success coach, certified career coach, eCornell and Bank of America Women's Entrepreneurship alum, published author, and I'm congratulating myself this week because yesterday, well, actually I resubmitted it today. I published my 7th book today, and it's called, what is it called? It is called Kelly's, let's see if we can find it. It's called Kelly's, let me not give you the wrong information. Hang on, am I going to the right place? Hang on for me. Please bear with me for a little bit to find it for you because I've got to share it with you. Oh, hang on. There's an easier way to do this, isn't there? Yeah, so it's my seventh book, and I'm really, really proud of it. Um, I had no idea I was actually going to do this book, but as I was inspired and I just went ahead and did it, right? So let me complete this, and I'm going to share with you. Please try a little while. Okay, then I'm going to share with you what it is. I'm trying to upload it, but it wasn't coming. So let's try again. Let us try again. All right, let's wait for that to happen. So, I published author, creative and communication consultant, serving governments, NGOs, that's non-government organizations, FBOs, faith-based organizations, and entrepreneurs. I'm a multi-award-winning electronic executive producer and editor. And of course, you can go to my website, mycoachministry.com, if you'd like to learn more about who I am and what I'm about. Now, this project is a part of My Coach Ministry and produced by the Calm Collective, which is the name of my the village that I'm creating, a village of support where we support each other. So pretty much that is who I am. I'm passionate about supporting entrepreneurs, especially people who want to own their intellectual property, who want to own their time, their freedom, their finances. You want to own what you create. You want to build a business around yourself. I am passionate about supporting people who are interested in real freedom and real ownership. That is what I am extremely, extremely passionate about. Now I'm going to go back to the question that was asked so we can answer that question, which is the topic for today. I wanted to share with you my book, but for whatever reason, it's just not uploading. Let's try again and see. Let's try this and see. All right, let's see if that one will upload. Okay, it did. Okay, let me just share this before I move on. Oh, so here's the book. This is my book that I published this week. It's called Kelly's Learning Adventures for Kids, Color, Trace, Discover. I'm anxiously waiting my ability to purchase it, as well as I invest in a lot of board games. If you follow my channels where I unbox things, you'll see where I've unboxed different board games, puzzles, and different brain games to regulate my mind and to make sure that it's being kept healthy and active so that it does not remain idle. Because sometimes the idleness of our thoughts is the preoccupation on matters that on things we can't, spaces and places and mindset that is unhealthy or that are unhealthy for us. Okay, so those are some of the things that are really important. But just continuing with this. So in answering the question, what are some practical ways we can check in on those who seem to have it all? Checking in on the strong one. And I forgot to tell you the topic for today. So the topic today is how to check in on the strong ones, because having it all can still hurt. So when the people who inspire us are silently breaking, how do we love them back? Love them back to life without losing ourselves, right? So now I'm going to go into, so we're going to know question right now. So the first, the pain behind the polish. Here's the truth. Success can be loud. Pain is often silent, especially in a world where um it's like we're addicted to the trauma and the crash landing, and when people are crashing and burning. But sometimes we carry our own trauma to the extent us sometimes we're not even open to hearing them. Sometimes we're not even able to listen something that sometimes happen. And I think this is what sometimes force or make people feel compelled to stay silent when they're hurting. So have learned how to survive by being strong, by being composed, by being dependable. Vulnerability. We don't want to be too vulnerable. We don't come across too vulnerable because then we can start feeling unsafe, right? But strength doesn't cancel out hurt. It often hides it, it camouflages it, right? Some subtle signs someone may be struggling, even while thriving. They stay busy but avoid stillness. They show up for everyone else but never ask for help. They deflect praise. They withdraw emotionally but remain visible publicly. They keep going because stopping feels unsafe. Have you ever been to that place? I'm going to go over these again. Have you ever been to that place where you find yourself like something's going on in your mind and you know what, I'm just going to stay busy. I've done that. I've done that recent as this week where I'm like, you know what? Let's just stay busy. And it's not in all cases that's not necessarily a bad thing, in every case, because sometimes that does work, it helps, but it should not replace the help seeking habits that we should have. It should not be so regular and become the norm of what you do, where you just stay busy, right? Because one of the things I've also learned, which is very powerful, is being still. Stillness, and training your mind to be still. It's something that you have to practice over and over until you get it right. But stillness is important. So yes, it's there are times when busyness works, but everything there's a time and a season and moderation in all things, right? And then you have those persons who, oh, I'm here for everybody. I'm here for everybody. You need me, I'm here. You need me, I'm here. But they never ask for help. Ask them, how can I support you? How can I support you? And don't just walk away when they say, oh no, I'm good. No. Be gentle, but keep going, because sometimes what happens is they want to be sure that you really mean what you're asking them. Sometimes, because I've gone through that, where sometimes persons may ask me something but I'm like, are they serious? Because I've had the experience where people ask you, they come and invite themselves, and then when you become vulnerable, it's like they close that door on you. So we have to be careful how we are handling it when we invite someone to be vulnerable with us, when we invite them to come seek help and support from us, but then we kind of shun them after they start to do it, when we cannot handle it anymore. So you have to be careful what you're asking of people, and make sure that you actually have the capacity to give. One of the things I've been saying lately is, let's stop spilling and let's overflow. So first you have to take care of yourself, right? And there's the other thing of deflecting the praise. You're giving them praise, but it's like, no, it's okay. No, you deserve praise. You deserve credit for the things you do. It's okay. It's okay. It's not self-praise. It's not like they're worshiping you or anything. Gentle praise, every now and again, letting you know, hey, you did good. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? And then sometimes we withdraw emotionally, but remain visibly public. We're there now, we're showing up, but no emotions, emotionally closed off. Right? That's something to also be in awareness of. They keep going because stopping feels unsafe. Oh my gosh, how many of you have ever been to this place where you feel like, if I stop, I might crash and burn? I've been there in my business where I feel at a time when I felt like I wasn't earning enough to take care of myself, and I would blame myself for my suffering, and I'd be like, "You're not doing enough. You're not working hard enough. You're not. Da, 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 you're not. You're not. You're not." And so for me, it was a keep going, keep going, keep going. It didn't work. It did not work. I had to stop, and instead of just being a rolling stone, I had to be strategic with my movement, and more planning, and more and search myself more stillness. I had to invite more stillness in, so I can really sit down and really think, what are you passionate about? What do you really want to do? What can you really do to change your life and your circumstances? Haste has never brought me breakthrough. Stillness has brought me more breakthrough than haste, than being in a hurry and being busy. When I calm down, put strategies in place, seek help, get support, that's when I experience I experienced a real breakthrough. So I'm just going to share these one more time. So one, some subtle ways someone may be struggling even while thriving. They stay busy but avoid stillness. They show up for everyone else but never ask for help. They deflect praise. They withdraw emotionally but remain visible publicly. They keep going because stopping feels unsafe. If you've noticed this in someone you love or even in yourself, pause here. Let's take a pause. Pause. Acknowledge that. Honor that. This is not weakness. This is unacknowledged exhaustion. Another thing I like to talk about is our unmet need. Those unmet need that we have towards ourselves. That's not external. That's not because of somebody else, but because of us. The needs we do not meet for ourselves that we need to. Self-love, self-care, boundaries, acknowledging when something when the low weight is too much to carry, knowing when to say no. Sometimes we have to look at someone who need us, even someone who may be able to help, and still say no, because we're not in the we don't have the capacity to truly help them. We have to know when we're spilling and say, you know what, yes, I could give this to this person, but that's a spill. I have to fill my cup first, let my cup overflow. Because sometimes we make other people thieves of our health, of our resources, of our minds, of our emotions. We make them thieves because you're showing up thinking, oh, I have to help this person. Someone else will help them. And you cannot love anyone more than God loves them. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you're not spilling, because they don't need that. They need your overflow. So you have to take care of yourself. So here's a strategy now on how to check in without crossing boundaries. First, it starts with you not spilling. You cannot check in on a strong one if you yourself are weak and not taking care of yourself. So get into some stillness, get into some mindfulness. And when you get ready, that you really can show up for them, because if you show up and they become vulnerable with you, you have to stay with it. You cannot abandon them when they've gotten vulnerable. You've got to stay with it, okay? So make sure that you are equipped, you're strong. And if you're not, then find someone who can to help them, right? Or more than one person's, right? So here's the strategy on how to check in without crossing boundaries. Checking in doesn't mean fixing, right? Checking in doesn't mean fixing. It means it means witnessing. It means supporting. It means showing up and letting them know, I'm here. You're not alone. Right? So checking in doesn't mean fixing, it means witnessing. Here are practical, respectful ways to check in on someone who seems strong. First, simplify the approach. You want it to be a natural thing. You want it to flow naturally, right? And you want it to be authentic. So instead of asking, how are you? Try saying, I was thinking about you today. Or, you don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know you're on my heart. Isn't that a beautiful one? I was thinking about you today. Or, you don't have to respond. I just wanted you to know you're on my heart. Here's another one, second one. Offer presence, not pressure. Presence, not pressure. Say, I'm here to listen, not to solve. I'm here to listen, not to solve. Or, if you want company, I'm available. This is powerful. Yeah. If you want company, I'm available. Third, ask permission. Ask permission. Is this a good time to talk? Is this a good time to talk? Would you like advice, or would you rather I just listen? Would you like advice or would you rather just listen? And I want to say this right here because again, it goes back to capacity. Know your capacity before you show up trying to help, and operate based on your capacity. For example, for me, it is very difficult for me to witness somebody I care about in a very close proximity way, or well, witness someone I care about go through the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It's very challenging for me. So, for example, I can listen up to 3 times. I can be there, I can sit, I can listen, just listen, but no more than 3 occasions. Once it start happening more than 3 occasions, I start feeling overwhelmed because I find I'm like in my mind, no, I'm getting into a place of no, can we solve this? And it's not my place to solve it. So for me, I have to be very clear on my boundaries there where I say, okay, you can come to me with something 3 times. I'm not able to go beyond 3 times. And I think 3 times is a fair amount of time to sit and listen to talk to someone, listen with someone talking about the exact issue, the same problem over and over. So I'm not talking about a variation of the problem. I mean the same thing. It's the same thing because sometimes the issues we have is just playing out in different scenarios, but it's the same thing over. It's a recurring thing over and over and over again. So I'm saying, as you are considering showing up for the strong one, know your own limits. Know your own limits so you can offer again, you can overflow, not spill. All right. So, is this a good time to talk? Is a good question to ask. And would you like advice, or would you rather I just listen? Number four, the fourth, model what you want to see. Yes, model what you want to see. You know, there's I think it's Jim Rohn that said it, where the average of the 5 closest persons to us. Do you know that we take on the behaviors and the attitudes and the mannerisms of the people that we're closest to? After a while, if you're around them for long enough, after a while, you start doing things in a similar way. You know, what we used to call it, they're brushing off on you, is how we call it in Jamaica, right? They're brushing off on you. You start adapting or taking on some of their behaviors, their attitudes. And so if you are around persons who you want to them, you want to create a safe space for them, then emulate that, operate that way, model the behavior that you'd like them to see. You want them to seek help, you seek help, go to them. Can you help me with so and so? Or let them see you go to other people seeking help. Model the behavior or model what you want to see. When you rest, when you honor your own boundaries, when you speak honestly about your limits, you give others permission to do the same. So, in interacting with them, model the behavior, model things that you'd like to see them themselves adapt. So, I'm going to say that again. When you rest, when you honor your own boundaries, when you speak honestly about your limits, you give others permission to do the same. And finally, follow up gently, not with urgency, not with expectation, just consistency. And then the third one is knowledge. The calm check in practice. Here's a simple framework you can carry with you. I call it the calm check in practice. 3 steps. Listen without interrupting. That's something I am working on. And I want to, well, let me finish first. Um, Listen without interrupting, without correcting, without preparing your response. This is something that it's one of my biggest weaknesses, especially with the people I love. And it hurts me so when I really sit back and think, why didn't you listen? I want to give the people I love the most the gift of my ear, just listening and hearing them and digesting. Recently, someone who I adore said to me, I will always listen to you. And I can't believe just those words were so healing for me. I don't know, that those words made me feel so loved. It makes me feel so loved because I still feel that way, that someone would say to me, I will always listen to you. It was such a beautiful thing. And I've also had someone say to me, I will always be gentle with you. And those things just make me feel like I'm loved, you know? So it's something I'm working on, and it's something you can work on too. Listen without interrupting, without correcting, without preparing your response. And the next one is validate. Validate. Honor where they are. Validate not by minimizing, but by acknowledging. You know, one of the things I've been learning that's very important, testimony. When someone is sharing that they're experiencing something, or they're having visions, or they're something is happening, letting them know, you know what, you were onto something. When you said that the other day about me, it was true. I was going through that for real. Validate their experience. It's such a powerful thing, because what I learned is when I felt like I wasn't being validated, I felt like I was alone in whatever experience I was having. It was like I had this experience where a guy I once dated said to me, we were talking, and I was taking full accountability for whatever happened, because that's how I felt. I didn't feel like I could go and say this happened or that. I just felt like I was alone in this thing. I did this, all of this, I did it to myself. And we were talking, and he just said, Racquel, you hurt because I hurt you. And I'm telling you, when I got off that call, I just went and cried in gratitude. What I felt like the experience I was having was validated, because all along I just felt like it was just me that was in this thing. We never dated, it was nothing happening, it was just all in my head. It was just me. And so what I perceived to have been rejection, then he didn't reject me. I was the one who had this all in my head. He wasn't even here at all. It was just me in my head. So I took accountability, and I'm like, okay, you know what, you did this to yourself. So it was very healing and helpful when he said, you hurt because I hurt you. It's not even about blame. It was just about validating my experience. And that validation made me know I wasn't alone. It wasn't in my head. It happened. And it was a beautiful experience that I can now own. I can own that I had that experience, and it was beautiful because it was validated for me. And so when you're dealing with the strong persons, validate them, not by minimizing, but by acknowledging. Statements like, that makes sense, I hear you, that sounds heavy. And finally, follow up, not once, but later. Because care isn't a moment, it's a pattern. Now, sometimes the strongest people don't need rescuing, they need remembering. Remembering that they are human, that they are allowed to rest, that they don't have to carry everything alone. And if this episode resonated with you, check in on someone this week. And don't forget to check in on yourself too. All right? Now, if you have a question for a future Ask Coach episode, visit mycoachministry.com/ask, because you're the expert. I'm simply here to support you. But just before we move on, there's something else I would like to share with you. This is an article no, sorry. Yeah, it's an article. I have this thing that I do for my members in the Calm Collective, that is called my weekly boost. We have the free version on Facebook, in the group on Facebook called the Calm Collective. And then I have the paid version for those who are my paid members. And there's an exclusive group chat on my website where they're invited, and I share this weekly boost. And I just want to share it with you today. If you're a strong one, or if you know a strong one, you can share this with them. How to cope with being worthy enough and still rejected. And this was posted on December 28th. Hang on. Yes. Okay. So you can see it, because I want you to see it. All right. Now, let me see if I can get the picture, because what I really wanted to show you was this. Let's see if this will work. Thank God it worked. It worked, because it was acting up just now. So, So I'm going to go through this article with you. It's so important that we are intentional about aligning ourselves with positive models or positive networking to support us, because sometimes we go for the drama or we go for the excitement, and the excitement doesn't always serve us well. Sometimes we need to align with calm or that which brings calm, so that we can um, be well, you know, so that we can be well. How to cope with being worthy enough and still rejected. Rejection has a way of stinging like cold rain on warm skin, unexpected, unwelcome, and sometimes unforgettable. Whether it comes from a relationship, a business opportunity, a partnership, or a dream you've been watering for years, it shakes you. And here's the truth nobody likes to whisper out loud: you can be fully qualified, deeply gifted, undeniably worthy, and still be turned away. Not because you are lacking, not because you misstepped, but because life's doors swing according to purpose, not ego. This week's Calm Collective Boost is an invitation to breathe, slow down, and sit with the sting rather than sprint away from it. We often try to heal by escaping the breakdown, distracting others, numbing ourselves, bargaining with ourselves. But what if, just for a moment, you allowed yourself to stay still in the discomfort long enough to gain wisdom from it? Here are 5 grounding practices that help you face the truth, honor yourself, and keep moving forward with intention, strength, and clarity. Clarity. Yes. So, the 5 ways of navigating rejection when you know you're worthy. 1, conquer the truth hurts narrative. Sometimes rejection is simply truth showing up in a different outfit. Instead of absorbing it as a wound, recondition your mind to say, the truth is not against me, it's guiding me. Every closed door reroutes you to alignment. Let it. Number 2, practice equality. Honor their right to choose themselves. Hard as it is, the other party has the right to say no, not because you're unworthy, but because their path requires a different step. Honoring their choice, even when it feels selfish, is an act of emotional maturity that frees you from bitterness. Number 3, value the no as much as the yes. A no saves you from wasted time, misaligned partners, unnecessary emotional labor, and opportunities that would have drained you. Give no the same gratitude you give yes. Both are teachers, both are protectors, both serve your becoming. Number 4, let your desire be divine purpose. Hold expectations lightly, but hold purpose firmly. If something is not aligned with your divine assignment, gently release it. If it's not for me, I don't want it. Expectation rooted in purpose keeps you hopeful, but hopeful, not desperate, anchored, not anxious. Number 5, remember your strength. Keep doing what is right. Remember your strength. Keep doing what is right. Rejection can make you question your impact, your voice, even your calling, but you are stronger than you think. Stay committed, stay consistent, keep showing up with integrity. Strength is built on repetition, not applause. How, okay, so this part talks about how your business quietly benefits from these 5 keys, but I'm not going to go through them because this is a different kind of show, but I wanted to share that part with you about how you can be worthy. So every rejection doesn't necessarily mean that you're not worthy, you're not good enough. For me, I know I struggled with that, feeling like, why wouldn't you choose me? Am I not good enough? Why haven't anyone chosen me? You know, not realizing, well, not that I didn't realize, but it is important to note that it's it's not a matter of ego. It's not a matter of even just choice, but it's a matter of divine purpose. You know, I always remember a part in the Bible where it says God hardened Pharaoh's heart. God hardened his heart. And so sometimes God will keep people's eyes closed because that's how we want them in that moment in time, because it's not yet time for them to see, you know? So honor your divine, honor your divine. Now, I just want to share this formula with you. And I want to say to you, as I'm about to close, it's very important. Asking is important. It's very important to exercise um, your ability to ask. Now, sometimes we're afraid to ask because we may think the question may be stupid, or I'm bothering somebody, or maybe they wouldn't understand, or whatever the case may be. But I say this: ask. And if you don't know who to ask me. It's not that I know everything, it's that I'm here to support you. That's it. I just want to support you. That's it. So if you have a question for a future Ask Coach episode, visit mycoachministry.com/ask. Now I'm sharing something with you on the screen. Is what I call the ask formula: attract, strategize, keep. So attract the struggle, chase money in the crisis, the move. Begin with SWOT and self work: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So analyze and evaluate before you, and do your self work then before you ask, so to speak, right? And then we have strategize: the struggle, stuck without a plan, the move, revisit or create a strategy. So this formula is really just saying, um, is really just about, okay, how do I attract rather than feeling stuck or rejected or dissatisfied that I'm not getting what I want. So if the struggle is chasing, in this case, say you're chasing money or you're chasing love or whatever it is that you're chasing, instead of doing that, because that's a struggle, right? Instead of doing that, begin with a SWOT analysis, self-assess, and then do the self-work that is needed to attract something, right? Strategize. If the struggle is you feel stuck without a plan, then the move or that you should make now is to revisit or create a strategy or seek help to create one. And then keep. So it's attract, strategize, and keep the struggle: unpaid, unsupported work. The move: align with key partners. So this is it, right? And I have a form that, again, like I said, I share with my members. So it is this form is a tool that I share with my members that they can use to help them in the process. So the ask formula worksheet: apply the formula to your entrepreneurial journey. Ask, self work and awareness. What are my top strengths and weaknesses? What opportunities and threats do I face? Who is on my accountability team? Do I have a coach, mentor, peers, whoever, right? And S, strategize, plan, and position. What lessons has my last breakdown taught me? How can I reframe jobs, for example, as clients? What will I do differently this quarter? And keep, align, and advance. List partners or collaborators I can align with this month. How will I measure progress, KPIs, client feedback? How can I increase visibility so clients can find me? Now, that is from a business perspective because I'm a success coach, right? But this can be applied in your personal life as well. It can be applied in any area of life that you want to. Just make it, just align it based on what it is that you're seeking to achieve. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, for supporting, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. And it is my hope that you will share a comment. Let me know what are ways that you show up for the strong people in your life. I may not, I'm not, I did not cover, I'm sure I did not cover all the potentials or all the ways we can. So please, could you share with me, how do you show up for those people in your life who you care about, who are the strong ones? How do you show up for them so they don't have to carry the load by themselves or feel alone? Wow. Just another reminder, if you have a question for a future Ask Coach episode, visit mycoachministry.com, because you are the expert. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It's my pleasure being here with you. And until next time, stay calm, stay curious, and keep asking. I am Coach Raquel. I want to wish you a happy holiday. Well, it's multiple holidays in this season. It's the Christmas season, and though I do not celebrate Christmas, so to speak, it's my favorite time of year. I love the environment, and I love that the Christmas season bring families together. It's a season where people are more open to showing care and showing up. And I'm not saying they don't do it all the time, but Christmas is so, it's an environment of care. It's an environment of showing love and joy and peace and coming together and everything. So I love it for that. I absolutely love it for that. So I just want to wish you a happy, happy holiday. And I wish you peace and calm. And for those of you who are the strong ones, I wish you stillness this holiday. Stillness. Choose yourself. Choose stillness. And for those of you who are showing up for others, support them when they choose stillness. Support them when this time they decide, I'm going to sit this one out. Support them. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me into your home, into your life, into your space, into your mind. May this Christmas be a calm one for you. Be still. Be still and know that God is with you. All right. Take care of yourself now. Goodbye. I'm Coach Raquel. Hey, I'm Coach Racquel, and this is Ask Coach, where real questions meet real growth. Because you are the expert, and I'm simply here to support you.
Each episode, we unpack life, business, and purpose. One calm, courageous conversation at a time. No hype, no fluff, just clarity, confidence, and a touch of grace. Ask boldly, live calmly, grow freely.